specialist school in South London where a teenage boy was stabbed to death in a fight. The Park Campus School in West Norwood educates some of the capital's most troubled young people, including...
Zac Olumegbon, also known as Lil Zac to his peers, was a 15-year-old from Brixton. He came from a big family and was the youngest of 8 siblings. When he was born, his mother was told he has sickle cell disease, which is an inherited blood disorder marked by defective hemoglobin. Zac was a small child and was said to be several years behind to what his growth should have been. He was said to be loud, outgoing, and confident despite his problems. He was close to his father, but sadly he passed away when Zac was only 10 years old.
My mom came in and she was like, no. And the mom was, I've never seen her in the state that she was in before. And I kept wanting somebody just to wake me up to tell me that it was only a dream. And I'm still wishing that now at this moment in time.
Due to this, his older brother was focused on being the man of the house and to look after his family, which meant Zac didn't really have a male figure to confide in and speak about the loss of their father. Zac started having trouble at school, and it was believed he started hanging around with the wrong crowd. During secondary school, the school wasn't happy with his behavior and moved him to a pupil referral unit called Park Campus in South London. Growing up in Tulse Hill and surrounded by gang activity, it was inevitable Zac would know members of gangs as they would have went school together. For the individuals in these gangs, they tend to see each other as family rather than being gang members. Whether it being intentional or not, due to the area and lifestyle, it was highly likely he would be associated with a gang. Park Campus had students from different areas of Lambeth and different gangs and are made to come together as a community, where problems were bound to occur. 2 gangs, Gas Gang and TN1. Zac was associated with TN1, but it is unclear how much involvement he had, or if it was just knowing individuals from the gang. The rivalry between the gangs was widely known, and it was due to the areas they come from. The head teacher was aware of these gangs and knew Zac was involved with TN1. Various music videos from both sides were online repping their gangs, talking about various crimes and dissing other areas. This can be serious, and if your face isn't covered and you're just in the music video, you would be seen as an associate to the gang. One of his sisters said Zac was afraid to go to Brixton, roughly 10 minutes away from where he lived, in case someone attacked him. Zac's teachers from the school said he was determined to get out of the gang-related issues and wanted to get back into normal school. 1st July 2010.
After what happened, I was looking to keep going that way. Now, we lot so hopefully I won't be going that way.
Just to give people an idea here, what do you feel the risks are, just on a daily basis of serious violence in the world that you live in?
Daily basis, get stabbed, shot, die, school day, anytime.
2nd July 2010. Zac went to Park Campus as usual. Students were screaming and shouting, "They've got knives." Members from Gas Gang had made their way to the school. A boy who was not the intended victim was stabbed at the front of the school. Members of staff quickly run outside to intervene and see what was happening. Whilst this was going on, Zac had ran off and left the school premises. CCTV caught Zac running with 4 people chasing him down. Eventually, they caught up to him in a garden where he was sadly stabbed multiple times. A green Nissan sped around the corner following them. One of the teachers from the school went out and found Zac lying on the floor. He said his eyes were rolling back. He didn't look conscious. Zac's mother and some of his sisters quickly made their way to the school after hearing the news. The officer told them he was no longer there, so they headed straight to the hospital. They arrived, The nurse allowed them into the operating room because there was a slim chance he would survive. The hospital tried their best, but sadly he was gone. Police investigations began. Initially, officers were confused as to why he was attacked so brutally. After speaking to staff and pupils from Park campus, they was able to build a bigger picture. They had discovered the individuals involved were from a rivalry gang called Gas Gang.
In case you don't know, J-Kid, I'm a nutter. Live sergeant, the shot pro make though. I'm coming hard in this track, got a sick flow. Got guns and shanks, don't swing poles. So if a nigga talks harder, let my team go. You can catch me in the back of the block, stacking right now where I'm from though. Play your position, cause I came from nothing but boredom. I hit shanks in the back of my Jordans. From nothing to something, I frank speaks with a Mac and a pumpkin. But I'm searching for better ways to start getting paid.
To begin with, the suspects denied any involvement, and due to being covered up in CCTV images, it was harder for them to prove it was them. Thousands of hours of footage from various locations were viewed to prove involvement of the suspects, looking at their clothing, trainers, and how they walked. In the CCTV, you can see Zac running, closely followed by Ricardo Giddings, followed by Kyle Kinghorn. Third was Jamal Moore, and in the Nissan was later identified to be Helder Demarai. Whilst this was happening, the other suspect was attacking another student at the school entrance. Detectives saw this individual had touched the metal post, leaving fingerprints, which was quickly sent to forensics, later identifying him to be Shaquille Houghton. The suspects claimed not to be involved in any gang-related activity. However, the music videos online were played in court, solidifying that this was a lie and what Gas Gang actually stood for.
The shot pro make though. I'm coming hard in this track, got a sick flow. Got guns and shanks. Shanks don't swing poles. So if a nigga talks harder, let my team go.
21st December 2011. Sentencing. 4 suspects were convicted of murder, and the 5th with manslaughter and wounding with intent.